I used to work for a billionaire and I learned 6 things that have changed my life completely, both in business and financially. I'm going to share those things with you. Now, this billionaire is a world-class sales trainer. He owns billions in real estate and he's one of the best marketers on the planet. The first and probably most important thing I learned is how to actually run a business. And what I was able to see was the day-to-day operations of how a billionaire operated. So how they operated with their staff, how they hired and fired people. The biggest thing was hire people slow and fire people fast. They were finding the right talent, instilling the right culture, and if it wasn't a good fit, you were gone literally the next day. There was someone on my team that showed up to work late on his first day, 30 minutes late, and they said, don't do that again. The next day, he showed up 5 minutes late, and literally after our morning meeting, he was fired. I also saw how he put people in place to run each division of his companies. So he was the higher up, and then there was executives in place to actually run the day-to-day of his companies. He was the big idea, and the executives were the people who went and executed the job for him. So main things in business was how to actually run the business, the day-to-day operations, how to handle staff, and how to build a successful team around you with everyone on the same page and have the same culture to strive towards one goal. Number 2 was I learned sales, not only on the phone sales, cold calling, but in-person sales. So the company I worked for actually had in-person events, but my main job was actually cold calling people every day. And the person I worked for actually had a sales training platform that I was able to get exposure to and train and learn how to fact find, learn how to prospect, learn how to handle objections, and basically learn an entire sales process from start to finish on how to close a customer. I also saw how sales funnels worked. So I saw how this person would post on social media, how he would get them to sign up to the website, how he would call them, and how we would walk them through the funnel and get these people from a total stranger to investing $1 million or purchasing a $100,000 product. It was absolutely mind-blowing, but I got to see that all unfold and take part in that. So learning sales is absolutely crucial in life and in business, because whether you have a business or not, you're always going to be selling something. If you have a significant other and you want to tell them, hey, let's go to this restaurant, you have to sell them on why you want to go there and why we should go there. So I learned literally the power of persuasion and the mastery of sales and sales funnels. Number 3 was I learned marketing, but marketing in a completely different way. The main objective of this billionaire was to be able to grab someone's attention. He was big on saying, hey, let me grab this person's attention, whether they like me or not, at least they know who I am. And then I'm going to have a shot at being able to turn them into a customer later on. So let me post as much as I can on social media, 10 Instagram posts a day, 2 YouTubes a day, TikToks. Get as much quantity out there, because chances are the more you put out there, the more that's going to come in. And the biggest thing is you have to be authentic, you have to be yourself, and you have to be different. You have to give people a reason to want to look at you and follow you and give you their attention. Today's currency is attention. You can grab someone's attention, you're going to have the ability to convince them to say, hey, look at my products, let me buy that product. And that's what this billionaire was so good at doing. He was so good at grabbing people's attention, being controversial, saying things that people didn't like, and that would create a massive fan base of 1 million people who did like him and 10 million people that hated him. But if he got 100 people to give him $1 million, that's $100 million right there. So that was the biggest thing. You don't have to have everyone love you. You really have to have a bunch of haters, so then you can build that loyal fan base of people who actually understand you and will get behind you and become your customers and build your business for you. So in marketing, be different, grab someone's attention, be controversial, curse, be loud, be noisy, so you can get people's attention, and that way you have the chance to sell them in your business. The 4th thing I learned from this billionaire was income. Not many people and not many bosses talk about income and your own personal finances. What he was really good was to say, hey, cut out all the bullshit and just focus on making more money. I promise you most of your problems in your life can be solved if you just make more money. Most marriages break up because of financial reasons. Most people stress out because of financial reasons. Now, if you go ahead and just focus all your attention on making more money, don't worry about little miscellaneous expenses like, hey, gas is going up. Just focus all your attention on your business, on your job, and figure out a way to make more money. It's going to solve a lot of the problems you have. Now, here was a neat little trick that he would tell us. You can only take your expenses down to 0 and save so much money, right? That's a finite amount, but you can make an infinity amount of extra income. So you can go out and make as much money as you want, but you can only save so much money. So if you just focus on increasing that income, you will be fine. Number 5, which was one of my personal favorites, is real estate. So my job was actually raising money for real estate deals. So I learned the ins and outs of all real estate transactions, multifamily, office, single family, debt, loans, cash flow, NOI, anything to know about real estate. I basically got real life experience working in these deals, raising money for these deals, working with investors and working with lenders and seeing the spreadsheets, seeing the numbers, and really understanding the game of real estate. Probably my number one takeaway of all of the real estate knowledge that I got was you really have to make money in your job or in your business and just invest it in cash flowing assets like real estate. The easy way to look at this and the easy way to set a goal is for every $1 million you invest in cash flowing real estate, which pays 6%, that's pretty much conservative. You could do a lot better than that, but conservatively, for every $1 million you invest at 6%, that's $5,000 a month or $60,000 a year. So you just got to stack $1 million here, $1 million there, $1 million there until you have 10 million invested in real estate and you're making $50,000 every single month in passive income. Now, I know that may seem like a crazy number, but over the lifetime, if you get really good at a job, like being a real estate agent or a mortgage broker, having a business, you can easily stack up $10 million over a period of time. And as long as you're smart and you're parking that money away to invest in cash flowing real estate that's going to pay you every single month, you can then take your active income, your earned income, and turn it into cash flow passive income that's going to pay you whether you're working or not. So that was one of the biggest tricks I learned, and that's what I'm trying to do for the rest of my life, is just buy real estate, park money in cash flowing assets so I can just have that safety net of, hey, I got 10, 15, 20, 30, 100, $1 million of cash flow coming in. And the billionaire I learned all this from has about $1.5 million of cash flow every single month of passive income from the real estate he owns, which is crazy. Just imagine doing nothing, and every single month on the 15th of the month, you're going to get a check for $1.5 million. And last but not least, one of the most crucial things that I learned from this billionaire was just how to think bigger. Now, what I mean by that was not putting a lid on yourself. A lot of people think, hey, making $200,000 a year, that's a lot of money, right? I'm going to be happy with that. No, you shouldn't be happy with that. If you're making $1 million, try to make 10 million. If you're making 10 million, try to make 100 million. Now, I know these are crazy numbers, but that's the point. You almost got to be delusional in the fact that you just got to destroy the current beliefs that you have, because you can always do better. You can always reach more if you just believe it inside. Society and normal people today try to limit you and say, hey, making 75 grand or even making 6 figures is good enough for you. But realistically, if you want to live the life you want to live, drive a super nice car, have a super nice house, travel, go to nice restaurants, be with friends, have freedom, you need to make a lot of money. So therefore you need to think way bigger than you're currently thinking. Trust me, if you're making 100 grand or 50 grand or 250 grand right now, you can definitely make more, whether it's doing something on the side or just getting really, really good at what you do now. Just think bigger, think 10x, and trust me, you'll be in a much better place a year, 2 years, 3 years down the line. The whole purpose of this is to set an extraordinary goal. Like, let's say you want to make realistically $1 million this year. Set that goal to 10 million so you could strive for 10 million, and maybe you'll fall short and make 2.5 million, but it'll destroy your initial target of $1 million. You see what I mean there? Now, if you're interested in number 5, which is purchasing real estate, I made this cool video on how to buy your very first rental property from A to Z. Hope you guys got some value. Like and subscribe for more cool videos like this. I know this is boring. See you on the next one. Peace.